afternoon. Let's take a seat. So, good afternoon. Can you just please interview yourself?
Good afternoon. My name is Isaya Kang. I'm a fresh graduate from the University of Pelita Harapan in 2016. I have an experience of working as an internship from my mom's company as an accountant for almost 2 years, and I also have an experience to work as a member of marketing divisions in marketing gallery in a supermarket.
So, you're applying as a bank teller, right?
Yes.
So, from what I see in your CV, you're a fresh graduate and you have no work experience from your family business. So what makes you think that you can be the best fit for our job?
First of all, I am more than confident that I am strong enough in calculations and managing properties, especially when it comes to banking and financing. And it fits with my concentration major too. My concentration major is accounting, financing, and audit. Moreover, I have an experience working 2 years for my mother's company as an accountant, and I've done a lot of working in there, and also I have worked as a member of marketing division in a marketing gallery in a supermarket, making me have a plenty experience directly contact and interact with the customers face to face. That's why.
So, as a bank teller, one of the things that you have to take care of is about customers. So, what if one day there's a customer that wants to open a platinum bank account? And to open a platinum bank account, you have to have a minimum money of 15 million rupiah. And then this customer just insisted on having to open the account even though they only have 10 million rupiah. So, what will you do because they keep insisting?
In that case, then I have to be strictly honest to the customer, telling that it is the minimum wages that the customer should apply for platinum wages, and it is the policies and rules that the Citibank High Income Command applies to all the customers that it should be followed. However, if the customer cannot afford to pay the 50 millions of rupiah at the time, then they can have another alternative choice to pay an installment, maybe per week or per month. They can choose an installment to directly pay in advance. However, they can also pay the transaction by in a month or in a per week. There will be an extra bonus added to the minimum price. However, we can assure them that the price is affordable and out of burdens.
So, as a bank teller, you have to take care of balance at the end of the day or at the end of your shift. So, what if one day the end balance of the money in your place is different from the one in the computer? How would you solve this problem, and how would you explain that to your boss if that were to happen?
Okay, in that case, then I have no other choice but to be clearly honest to my boss, telling the boss that I have double checked and more than confident that the result was clearly the same and there was no any fraudulent or mistakes happen, assuring him that the mistakes was clearly out of my hand, not in my control. And if it is my boss's wish, I can do all the calculations and transactions that time again. However, please do check all the CCTV or all the security system or online access that can harm the information again, as it can be a proof that I have no fault or mistakes in dealing with this problem.
As a bank teller, you will see checks often. And then what if one day you see someone that is suspicious and you never see him before, and then he gives you a check that is also suspicious? How would you react to that situation if that were to happen?
Okay, if that happens, then first thing I will do is that I will approach that person, be as friendly, be as kindly as possible to that person. However, if needed, I have to be cynical and clearly strict, asking that person of their identification card and any other connections and links that person have to the company. And if needed, I can go to my supervisor and manager asking for advice, telling what's currently happening in the company or in the cycle, telling them that there is the person that I'm not confident or sure enough with, so I can discuss it with the manager or supervisor, figure out the problem, and I can also ask another person such as the security guard to cover up and watch this person.
So, as a bank teller, it is often for you to see people that wants to deposit money. So one day, what if you find someone who cuts the line and then wants to deposit a lot of amount of money, and then they just they haven't filled any papers, they don't want to do anything? How would you react to that?
In that case, I have to be very cynical, blunt, and blatant toward the customer. I'm telling that as a bank teller, I cannot afford any risk to afford the uncomfortableness toward the customer that we receive, and therefore for all the safety and all the comfortable of the another customer in around us, please make sure you line up and follow the rule and policy, fill the paper and all the information needed, because if not, I can also call the security guard to clear the area.
So as a bank teller, it is also often when people want to withdraw money. So what if one day there's someone who wants to withdraw an amount of 100 million rupiah, but this person has no ID, no letters or any passport or some sort. So how would you react to that?
I have to be honest. In that case, then I have to be clearly straightforward to that person that I cannot help any problems to the person, because I cannot help anything without identification card or any links or access that person have, and therefore I have to be honest to that person that it is clearly out of my hand. However, that person can register first and make an appointment to meet me or other clients another day to make an appointment to do the registration another day, and by that day that person can bring their identification card and other materials that are needed for the appointment.
So last but not least, even though robbery is something that is maybe doesn't happen too often, but what would you happen if there's a robbery that's happening in our bank, and because the robber usually goes for the bank teller first and you are held at gunpoint, then what would you do at that situation?
Okay, that is an extreme case where the situation is completely out of my hand, out of control. However, if that happens, then I have to be clearly straightforward to the person and do as their own will, because they are threatening my life and another person's life, and there are a lot of innocent people in there, and I cannot afford to cost any life, and therefore probably I'll go and take them, lead them to the core or the center of the money and give their password if needed. However, I can be clever enough to tell them that that I as a bank teller do not have any access to the core or the center of the bank money, and therefore I cannot do or help them to get the money. And there will be also a security guard and alarm button where I can completely go and reach that alarm button to call all the help and police that we can reach to our office at the time.
So that is all. Thank you for the interview. Thank you, Mr. Saya. We will inform you soon.
Thanks for the meeting.